The baby bomb. Before we dive into the most chaotic love story on Wall Street, please do me a huge favor. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're building a community here, and your support means everything. The first sound Ethan Thorne heard wasn't the hushed greeting of the maitre d', but the sharp, undeniable wail of an infant. His jaw practically unhinged. He was waiting in a hushed, Michelin-starred restaurant on the 70th floor of a Manhattan skyscraper. The kind of place where the silence of old money was only broken by the clinking of imported silverware. And she, Ilara Vance, his last hope for a crucial 7-figure contract, walked in carrying a 6-month-old baby girl. "I'm so sorry. I had no one to leave her with," Ilara whispered, her voice trembling. The maitre d' shot her a look of pure, glacial contempt. Murmurs rippled through the surrounding tables, each one a tiny, humiliating echo. Ilara clutched Lily tighter to her chest, her heart hammering so hard she was sure the entire room could hear the panicked rhythm. This was it. Her one shot to save her fledgling design firm was dissolving before her eyes. Then, the billionaire CEO, Ethan Thorne, rose from his seat. The most powerful man she had ever spoken to, the man who held her business's fate in his perfectly tailored hands. And she had shown up with a baby. "My sitter had a family emergency. I called everyone. No one could help. I understand if you prefer to reschedule. The desperate words tumbled out. Ethan simply held out his arms. Ilara blinked. "What? May I hold her?" Ilara's brain completely short-circuited. She looked at his outstretched hands, at Lily, back at him. Are you sure?" "Completely." His hands were steady as he took Lily. The baby, who usually screamed for almost every stranger, stared up at him with enormous, curious eyes. Ethan adjusted her against his shoulder with an ease that made no sense for a CEO in a $5,000 suit. "Hello, little one," he murmured. Ilara stood there like an idiot, her arms still awkwardly extended where Lily had been a second ago. "Please sit down." Ethan gestured to the chair opposite him, gently rocking Lily. "I was hoping this dinner would be more interesting than the usual corporate meetings." Ilara collapsed into the chair, her legs weak with shock. "I don't understand." "What don't you understand?" He lifted his gaze from Lily, and there was a warmth in his dark eyes that didn't match the cold photos she'd seen online. "You." Ilara made a vague gesture toward him. "The restaurant. Everything. And I arrived with your daughter. What's her name?" "Lily." "Lily," he repeated, smiling at the baby. "That's a beautiful name." The waiter reappeared, staring at Lily with an expression somewhere between scandalized and awestruck. Ethan didn't even look up. "Sparkling water for the lady, and bring a high chair, please." "Mr. Thorne, the high chairs are not exactly—" "Then improvise." The waiter practically sprinted away. Ilara sank deeper into her seat. The pink dress her sister had lent her suddenly felt too tight, too obvious. A single mother in disguise. "He must think I'm a mess." "I think you're a mother doing the best she can," Ethan said, adjusting Lily against his shoulder. "And you have the courage to show up despite the circumstances. That tells me more about your character than any CV." Something loosened in Ilara's chest, something that had been tight and wound since she realized she was going to be navigating parenthood alone. "I almost didn't come." "I'm glad you did." The waiter returned with a hastily constructed high chair. Ethan settled Lily into it, as if he'd done it 1,000 times. The baby smacked the tray with her little hands, fascinated by the chandelier's reflection. "She likes you," Ilara observed. "She usually cries with strangers." "I have practice. My younger sister Chloe has 3 kids. I'm the favorite uncle, apparently." There was something about the way he said it, not boastful, almost nostalgic. "Apparently, they only say it when they need someone to change diapers." A wry smile. "But I think it's true." Ilara felt a strange pang in her chest. This powerful man, in his perfectly cut suit, talking about changing diapers like it was nothing. We should talk about business, she managed to say. Ethan picked up the menu. First, let's eat. Does Lily eat solids yet? She's starting purees. Perfect. Do you mind if I order sweet potato puree? My nephew loved it at this age. Ilara felt dizzy. None of this made sense. He was supposed to look at her with contempt. She was supposed to leave here, humiliated. Her contract canceled before it even began. He was not supposed to smile at her baby, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. The dinner unfolded in a surreal haze. Ethan reviewed her portfolio with one hand, holding Lily's spoon with the other. He asked intelligent questions about her work. He listened to her answers, and when Lily started to get fussy, he picked her up without Ilara having to ask, gently rocking her as he spoke about the project goals. Your proposal is exactly what we need, he said, with a sleeping Lily nestled against his shoulder. Fresh, honest. It comes from someone who understands how real people live, not just how we consume. Seriously? Ilara's voice was small. Seriously, I want you to start next week. I thank you. Don't know what to say. Say yes. Yes. Ilara smiled, and for the first time in months, it didn't feel forced. Definitely yes. Ethan returned the smile, and there was something about it that made Ilara's stomach do a strange flip. I'll need weekly updates. In person, if possible. In person? Emails lose context. I prefer face-to-face meetings. There was something in the way he said it. Something about how his eyes lingered on hers a second too long. Ilara swallowed. I can do that. When they finally left the restaurant, Ethan carried Lily until they reached the street. He handed her over carefully, his fingers brushing Ilara's for a moment. Thank you for coming tonight, he said. Both of you. Thank you for not… Ilara stopped. For not making me feel like an idiot. I never could. Something shifted in his expression. That was the best meeting I've had in years. A cab pulled up. Ilara settled Lily into her carrier, acutely aware that Ethan was still watching them. I'll see you next week then. Count on it. As the cab pulled away, Ilara looked out the back window. Ethan was still standing there, hands in his pockets, watching them leave. And for the first time since she'd been left to navigate this alone, Ilara felt something other than just fear or exhaustion. She felt hope. Ilara looked up from her laptop as the shadow fell over her shared desk. The coffee arrived before the words. Americano. 2 sugars. I guessed right. Ethan Thorne placed the cup in front of her. She blinked at the coffee, then at him, then at the downtown co-working space, which was definitely not the type of place where CEOs of family empires showed up on a Tuesday morning. How? You mentioned you worked here. I thought I'd drop by and see how the project was going. It's been 3 days. His smile was too innocent. And I'm anxious to see the progress. Ilara looked around. Everyone in the space was watching them. Jenna, who shared the desk with her on Mondays and Wednesdays, was practically drooling over her laptop. You could have sent an email. Emails are impersonal. Ethan leaned against the edge of the desk, perfectly comfortable in his designer suit amidst freelancers in jeans. Besides, I wanted to make sure Lily was okay after her first big outing. Ilara's heart did a stupid little skip. She's fine. With my neighbor today. The one with the family emergency? That's resolved, thankfully. Mrs. Gable is an angel. She charges me half of what she should. Is half still too much? There was something gentle in his voice. I manage, Ilara replied, more defensive than she intended. I always do. Something crossed Ethan's face. Understanding, perhaps. Or pity. Ilara wasn't sure which was worse. I don't doubt it, he finally said. Do you have time to show me what you've got? They ended up in the tiny meeting room. Ilara spread out her initial sketches, acutely aware of how her hands were shaking. The space was minuscule. Ethan smelled of something expensive and masculine that was deeply distracting. The colors are perfect, he said, leaning over her shoulder. Exactly the energy we're looking for. Are you sure? Because I can adjust. Ilara. His voice stopped her. I trust your vision. That's why I hired you. She turned. He was closer than she thought. Close enough to see the tiny lines around his eyes. The shadow of stubble that no amount of money could completely hide. You hired me because I needed the job. I hired you because you're talented, he corrected. The rest was just luck. Luck? Mine. Something changed in his expression. Definitely mine. Ilara swallowed. The air in the tiny room felt too thick. The door opened. Jenna poked her head in. Sorry, Elle. Do you have the keys to the… Her eyes widened, seeing their proximity. Oops, didn't mean to interrupt. You're not interrupting. Ilara backed up so fast she bumped the table. We were just reviewing the project. Sure, project. Jenna's smile was absolutely knowing. Keys are fine. Carry on reviewing. The door closed. Ilara closed her eyes. Oh God. What? Ethan sounded genuinely confused. Now everyone's going to think… Think what? That you and I… She gestured vaguely between them. And isn't it? Ilara's heart stopped. It's a professional relationship, of course. But the way he said it, with that small smile, suggested he knew exactly what he was doing. The next few days were more of the same. Ethan showed up with coffee, with questions about the project, with increasingly transparent excuses. On Friday, when he arrived while Ilara was trying to soothe a crying Lily in the common area, he didn't even pretend to be surprised. Mrs. Gable has the flu, Ilara explained, rocking the baby, who wouldn't stop crying. I couldn't leave her with someone sick, and I had to finish. Let me try. Ethan held out his hands. You don't have to. I know. He took Lily. And just like that first night, the baby calmed almost instantly. He began walking through the space, humming something low. Ilara slumped into her chair, exhausted. Jenna materialized beside her. So when are you two going to stop pretending this is just business? It's nothing. Sure, and I'm the Queen of England. Jenna crossed her arms. That man looks at you like you're water in the desert. He's just kind. Men like him aren't just kind to anyone. Jenna lowered her voice. Be careful, Ilara. Billionaires don't play in our league. He's not playing any league. He's my client. Uh-huh. And I design logos for the love of art. By the time Ethan returned with a sleeping Lily, Jenna had left. But her words remained. Thank you, Ilara murmured, taking her daughter. I don't know what it is about you that babies love. Practice. He sat across from her. When my sister Chloe got divorced 2 years ago, I moved in with her for 6 months. 3 kids under 5. I learned fast. Is your sister okay now? Better. Something darkened his face. Chloe had leukemia when we were kids. We almost lost her. Our parents emotionally shut down after that. I don't think they ever learned to open up again. I'm sorry. She survived. She thrived. But it teaches you to prioritize what matters. His eyes found hers. Not to waste time on relationships that don't make you happy anymore. Is that why you ended your engagement? The question slipped out before Ilara could stop it. Ethan went very still. How did you know about that? The internet exists, she admitted. I Googled your name before our meeting. The news of your breakup came out 6 months ago. Ah, that. He ran a hand through his hair. Serafina and I should never have gotten engaged. We were together because our families expected us to be. Because we looked good on paper. Because I'd been the CEO of the family company since 32. I'd done everything I was supposed to do, and marrying her was the logical next step. What happened? I woke up one morning and realized I was building someone else's life. His voice was quiet, but there was something raw in it. My grandfather founded Thorn Industries. My father expanded it. I graduated from Columbia at 22 and went straight to work for the company. Every decision was already charted, and Serafina was just another box to tick. So you left her. I gave her back the ring and told her the truth, that she deserved someone who loved her, not someone who was fulfilling expectations. He smiled without humor. She took it surprisingly well. I don't think she truly loved me. either. She just loved the idea of who we would be. Elara didn't know what to say. This man who had everything sounded like he had nothing. And now I'm trying to figure out what I really want. His eyes met hers. Seeing my nieces and nephews made me realize that I want a family. A real one, not one for the magazines. I want the chaos and the diapers and the sleepless nights. I want something true. Elara's heart was beating too fast. Ethan, the way you said my name should be illegal. This isn't a good idea. What isn't a good idea? Whatever you're thinking. I'm just thinking that I'd like to see you both again. You and Lily. Outside of work. I'm your employee. You're my independent contractor. Technically, it's still inappropriate. Why? He leaned forward. Because I'm rich? Because your friend is right and we come from different worlds? Yes, Elara admitted. Exactly because of that. How sad, he said softly. The two people can't get to know each other because of money. It's not just the money, it's Elara. The voice came from the entrance. An impeccably dressed woman, with perfectly coiffed dark hair and a smile that didn't reach her eyes, walked toward them, as if she owned the place. Ethan went rigid. Serafina. Ethan, darling. Her heels clicked against the floor. Your assistant said I might find you here. Her eyes slid over to Elara. Cold. Evaluative. You must be the designer. It wasn't a question. It was a label. Elara Vance, she managed to say. How charming. Serafina looked at the sleeping Lily. You brought your baby to work. How practical. Every word dripped with condescension. Ethan stood up. Serafina, what are you doing here? Can't I visit my... She paused meaningfully. Close friend? The way she said close friend made Elara want to grab Lily and run. You should leave, Ethan said, his voice colder than Elara had ever heard it. Don't worry, I won't stay. Serafina gave Elara one last look. I just wanted to see with my own eyes what's been distracting you lately. She left with the same dramatic flair she arrived with. The silence she left behind felt venomous. I'm sorry, Ethan finally said. You have nothing to apologize for. Elara packed her laptop with shaking hands. I should go. Elara, I'll finish the designs this weekend. I'll email them to you. You don't have to. I'd prefer to keep this professional from now on. The words hurt coming out. I think it's best. She left before he could answer, before he could see the tears threatening to fall. Elara ignored the first bouquet of flowers, and the second. By the third, Jenna practically screamed. You're crazy, they're orchids. I don't want them. Then I'll keep them. Jenna ripped open the card. I'm sorry. God, even his apologies are elegant. 4 days had passed since Serafina's appearance. 4 days of Elara sending professional emails and rejecting Ethan's calls. 4 days of reminding herself that Jenna was right. Billionaires didn't play in her league. Her phone vibrated. Again. You're going to have to talk to him eventually, Jenna said. You still work for him. I can email the final designs and never see him again. Is that what you want? Elara looked at her screen. 12 unread messages from Ethan. No. Yes. I have no idea. I want things to be simple. Honey, nothing is simple when a man like that looks at you like you're oxygen. The phone rang. This time, Elora answered. Mr. Thorne. Ethan. His voice sounded tired. Please, just Ethan. I can't keep doing this, reaching out, talking to me. Elara, I'm sorry. Serafina had no right. She has every right, Elara interrupted. You have history. You come from the same world. Don't finish that sentence. There was steel in his voice. Don't you dare minimize yourself. I'm being realistic. You're being cowardly, Elara gasped. Excuse me? You're scared. I understand. I am too. He paused. But I refuse to let fear dictate my life again. I've wasted enough time living for others. This isn't about fear, it's about logic. To hell with logic. She had never heard him curse before. Come to my apartment this Saturday. Bring Lily. I just need 1 hour of your time to review the final designs. Then, if you still want to cut off all contact, I'll respect that. Ethan. 1 hour, Alara, that's all I ask. She closed her eyes. She knew it was a mistake. What time? The address he sent made her nauseous. A Tribeca penthouse. The apartment started at $5 million. Alara looked at her reflection in the elevator mirror. Jeans? Simple blouse. Lily in her worn carrier. They didn't belong here. The doors opened directly into his apartment. Of course they did. The rich didn't even have to walk down hallways. Ethan opened the door before she could knock. Jeans. White shirt with the sleeves rolled up. Barefoot. He looked more dangerous like this than in a suit. Thank you for coming. I said I would. I know, but I wasn't sure you would. He led her inside. Alara tried not to gawk. Floor-to-ceiling windows, a view of the entire Manhattan skyline. Furniture that probably cost more than her annual rent. It's nice. It's ridiculous, he corrected, but useful for impressing clients. Don't you like it? Ask me that in an hour. Ethan took Lily from the carrier with that natural ease of his. The baby giggled, clutching his shirt with her small fists. Someone's in a good mood today. She slept through the night. Alara put down her bag. First time in 2 weeks. Then you slept too. 4 hours straight. It was a luxury. Something crossed his face. Concern. Tenderness. Alara looked away. The final designs are on my laptop. Later, he said. Breakfast first. Have you eaten? Ethan. It's a simple question, Alara. Coffee. I had coffee. That's not food. He was already walking toward the kitchen, Lily in one arm. Sit down. The kitchen was the size of her entire apartment. Ethan put Lily in her portable carrier on the island and started pulling things out of the fridge. You don't have to cook for me. What if I want to? Why would you want to? Because I spent all week eating takeout at meetings. He cracked eggs into a bowl. Because I enjoy cooking when I have the chance. Because you look like you haven't eaten a decent meal in days. I manage. That word again, he murmured. I manage. As if asking for help is a weakness. I don't need charity. Is that what you think this is? He turned to her. Charity. What else could it be? Interest. Concern. A desire to spend time with someone who makes my ridiculously scheduled life feel real. Alara didn't know what to say to that. Ethan finished cooking in silence. Scrambled eggs. Toast. Fresh fruit. Simple food that tasted glorious. My mother would have hated this, he said suddenly. Why? Because breakfast is served in the formal dining room, with the correct china, with the correct etiquette. God forbid we do something as vulgar as eating in the kitchen like normal people. There was bitterness in his voice. What was it like, growing up like that? Lonely. The word came out quietly. My father was always at the office. My mother at charity events. Chloe and I were raised by nannies who changed every year because Mom said we couldn't get too attached to the staff. That's awful. It's my normal, he shrugged. When Chloe got sick, I was 14. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. The doctors told us the odds were bad, and my parents shut down. I think they couldn't bear the possibility of losing her, so they stopped feeling altogether. How old were you? 14. Old enough to sit in that hospital waiting room night after night, watching them not feel anything. His jaw tightened. Chloe survived. Against all odds, she made it. But something in our family died anyway. Alara reached out before thinking, touching his hand. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. He turned his hand, lacing their fingers together. It taught me what I don't want. An empty life in a full house. When I see Chloe with her children now, the chaos and the noise and the love, that's what I want. Why are you telling me all this? Because I want you to understand. When I look at you with Lily, I see something real. Something money can't buy. His eyes met hers, and it scares me how much I want it. Ilara's heart beat too fast. Ethan, the way you said my name should be illegal. This isn't a good idea. What isn't a good idea? Whatever you're thinking. I'm just thinking that I'd like to see you both again. You and Lily, outside of work. I'm your employee. You're my independent contractor. Technically, it's still inappropriate. Why? He leaned forward. Because I'm rich? Because your friend is right, and we come from different worlds? Yes, Ilara admitted. Exactly because of that. How sad, he said softly. The two people can't get to know each other because of money. It's not just the money, it's Ilara. The voice came from the entrance, an impeccably dressed woman, with perfectly coiffed dark hair and a smile that didn't reach her eyes, walked toward them as if she owned the place. Ethan went rigid. Serafina, Ethan, darling. Her heels clicked against the floor. Your assistant said I might find you here. Her eyes slid over to Ilara, cold, evaluative. You must be the designer. It wasn't a question. It was a label. Ilara Vance, she managed to say. How charming. Serafina looked at the sleeping Lily. You brought your baby to work. How practical. Every word dripped with condescension. Ethan stood up. Serafina, what are you doing here? Can't I visit my... She paused meaningfully. Close friend? The way she said close friend made Ilara want to grab Lily and run. You should leave, Ethan said, his voice colder than Ilara had ever heard it. Don't worry, I won't stay. Serafina gave Ilara one last look. I just wanted to see with my own eyes what's been distracting you lately. She left with the same dramatic flair she arrived with. The silence she left behind felt venomous. I'm sorry, Ethan finally said. You have nothing to apologize for. Ilara packed her laptop with shaking hands. I should go. Ilara! I'll finish the designs this weekend. I'll email them to you. You don't have to. I'd prefer to keep this professional from now on. The words hurt coming out. I think it's best. She left before he could answer, before he could see the tears threatening to fall. Ilara ignored the first bouquet of flowers, and the second. By the third, Jenna practically screamed. You're crazy, they're orchids. I don't want them. Then I'll keep them. Jenna ripped open the card. I'm sorry. God, even his apologies are elegant. 4 days had passed since Serafina's appearance. 4 days of Ilara sending professional emails and rejecting Ethan's calls. 4 days of reminding herself that Jenna was right. Billionaires didn't play in her league. Her phone vibrated. Again, you're going to have to talk to him eventually, Jenna said. You still work for him. I can email the final designs and never see him again. Is that what you want? Ilara looked at her screen. 12 unread messages from Ethan. No. Yes. I have no idea. I want things to be simple. Honey. Nothing is simple when a man like that looks at you like you're oxygen. The phone rang. This time, Ilara answered. Mr. Thorne. Ethan. His voice sounded tired. Please, just Ethan. I can't keep doing this. Reaching out, talking to me. Ilara, I'm sorry. Serafina had no right. She has every right. Ilara interrupted. You have history. You come from the same world. I'm just... Don't finish that sentence. There was steel in his voice. Don't you dare minimize yourself. I'm being realistic. You're being cowardly. Ilara gasped. Excuse me? You're scared. I understand. I am too. He paused. But I refuse to let fear dictate my life again. I've wasted enough time living for others. This isn't about fear, it's about logic. To hell with logic. She had never heard him curse before. Come to my apartment this Saturday. Bring Lily. I just need 1 hour of your time to review the final designs. Then, if you still want to cut off all contact, I'll respect that. Ethan. 1 hour, Ilara. That's all I ask. She closed her eyes. She knew it was a mistake. What time? The address he sent made her nauseous. A Tribeca penthouse. The apartment started at $5 million. Ilara looked at her reflection in the elevator mirror. Jeans? Simple blouse. Lily in her worn carrier. They didn't belong here. The doors opened directly into his apartment. Of course they did. The rich didn't even have to walk down hallways. Ethan opened the door before she could knock. Jeans. White shirt with the sleeves rolled up. Barefoot. He looked more dangerous like this than in a suit. "Thank you for coming. I said I would." "I know, but I wasn't sure you would." He led her inside. Alara tried not to gawk. Floor-to-ceiling windows, a view of the entire Manhattan skyline. Furniture that probably cost more than her annual rent. "It's nice. It's ridiculous," he corrected, "but useful for impressing clients. Don't you like it? Ask me that in an hour." Ethan took Lily from the carrier with that natural ease of his. The baby giggled, clutching his shirt with her small fists. "Someone's in a good mood today." "Good, duh." She slept through the night. Alara put down her bag. "First time in 2 weeks. Then you slept too. 4 hours straight. It was a luxury." Something crossed his face. Concern. Tenderness. Alara looked away. "The final designs are on my laptop." "Later," he said. "Breakfast first. Have you eaten?" "Ethan, it's a simple question, Alara." "Coffee. I had coffee." "That's not food." He was already walking toward the kitchen, Lily in one arm. "Sit down." The kitchen was the size of her entire apartment. Ethan put Lily in her portable carrier on the island and started pulling things out of the fridge. "You don't have to cook for me." "What if I want to?" "Why would you want to?" "Because I spent all week eating takeout at meetings." He cracked eggs into a bowl. "Because I enjoy cooking when I have the chance. Because you look like you haven't eaten a decent meal in days." "I manage." "That word again," he murmured. "I manage." As if asking for help is a weakness. "I don't need charity." "Is that what you think this is?" He turned to her. "Charity. What else could it be?" "Interest. Concern. A desire to spend time with someone who makes my ridiculously scheduled life feel real." Alara didn't know what to say to that. Ethan finished cooking in silence. Scrambled eggs, toast, fresh fruit. Simple food that tasted glorious. "My mother would have hated this," he said suddenly. "Why?" "Because breakfast is served in the formal dining room, with the correct china, with the correct etiquette. God forbid we do something as vulgar as eating in the kitchen like normal people." There was bitterness in his voice. "What was it like, growing up like that?" "Lonely." The word came out quietly. "My father was always at the office, my mother at charity events. Chloe and I were raised by nannies who changed every year because Mom said we couldn't get too attached to the staff." "That's awful." "It's my normal," he shrugged. "When Chloe got sick, I was 14, old enough to sit in that hospital waiting room night after night, watching them not feel anything." His jaw tightened. "Chloe survived. Against all odds, she made it. But something in our family died anyway." Alara reached out before thinking, touching his hand. "I'm sorry." "Don't be sorry." He turned his hand, lacing their fingers together. "It taught me what I don't want. An empty life in a full house. When I see Chloe with her children now, the chaos and the noise and the love, that's what I want." "Why are you telling me all this?" "Because I want you to understand. When I look at you with Lily, I see something real. Something money can't buy." His eyes met hers, and it scares me how much I want it. Alara's heart beat too fast. "Ethan!" Lily chose that moment to cry. Alara started to get up, but Ethan was faster, taking the baby and moving through the room, and Alara stood there, watching him play with her daughter in this impossible apartment, and her heart did something stupid and dangerous. She fell a little more in love. An hour passed, then 2. They reviewed the designs, played with Lily. They talked about everything and nothing. Ethan showed her pictures of his nieces and nephews. Alara told him about her sister, about her noisy, loving family in Brooklyn. "Sounds perfect," he said wistfully. "It's noisy and chaotic, and my Aunt Louisa is always asking when I'm going to find a man. Take me there someday. I'll solve the problem." It was a joke. It had to be a joke. But the way he looked at her didn't feel like a joke. Ethan's phone rang. He grimaced at the screen. "Sorry, it's my mother. If I don't answer, she'll show up here. Go ahead." He walked away toward the balcony. Alara started packing Lily's things, giving him privacy. But the voices carried through the glass. "No, Mom. I am not reconsidering. Serafina and I are over. It's final. It's none of your business who I spend my time with." Ilara froze. "She's my contractor. Not that it matters." "What did you say?" Ethan's voice rose. "No. I am not listening to this. Ethan, be reasonable. That girl with the baby." Ilara could hear his mother's voice through the phone. "She has a name. Ilara. Whatever. She's not suitable. Think about the family legacy. What they expect of you. Serafina comes from a good family. The Hamiltons want the merger. To hell with the merger. Don't be childish. You have responsibilities. You can't just slum it with single mothers because you feel lonely." Ilara grabbed her bag. "I'm not lonely. I'm fed up." Ethan's voice was ice. "Fed up with living my life according to your standards. Fed up with being treated like a chess piece. Are you making a mistake? Maybe. But it will be my mistake." He hung up. He turned. Ilara already had her bag on her shoulder. Lily in her carrier. "Ilara, I should go." "Did you hear that? It's hard not to. She's wrong." "Is she?" Ilara looked at him. "Your mother is right. I'm not suitable. I come with baggage, with complications, with a baby who isn't yours." "Lily is not baggage. To your family, she is." Tears threatened. "And eventually you'll realize that too." "Don't say that. It's the truth. You want something real. I do too. But the reality is, we live in different worlds." She walked toward the elevator. "I'll finish the project. I'll send the invoice. And then it'll be best if we don't see each other again." "Ilara, please. Thank you for breakfast." The elevator doors closed, and Ilara finally let the tears fall. Ethan was at her door when Ilara got home from the supermarket. Lily was asleep in her carrier. 4 bags hung from her arms. And he was just there, leaning against her door as if he had every right. "What are you doing here?" "Helping." He took the bags before she could protest. "Where are the keys?" "I don't need keys, Ilara." She pulled them out, hating how her hands shook. He opened the door, walked in as if he'd done it 1,000 times, and started putting away the groceries. "You can't keep doing this." "Helping, of course I can. Showing up unannounced, acting like..." She gestured in frustration. "I said it was best if we didn't see each other." "I heard you. I folded the bags neatly. I didn't agree." "It's not your decision. It's not just yours either." His eyes met hers. "Not when we both feel this." "I don't feel anything." "Liar." Ilara clenched her fists. "You need to leave." "Your sink faucet is leaking. I can fix it." "Ethan." "And that hallway light is flickering. I have tools in the car. You can't just walk into my life and fix things." "Why not?" He finally stopped moving, facing her. "Why the hell not, Ilara? Because I have money? Because my mother is a snob? Because you're terrified this is real? Because you're going to hurt me?" The words came out as a scream. "Because you'll eventually tire of playing family, and I won't survive that. Lily won't survive that." Silence fell like an anvil. Ethan crossed the distance between them in 2 steps. "Look at me." His voice was soft now. "Ilara, look at me." She lifted her eyes, hating the tears she felt forming. "I'm not playing. I've never been more serious in my life." His hands framed her face. "And I know you're scared. I am too. But I refuse to let fear win." "It's easy for you to say. Isn't your heart the one that..." "You think my heart isn't involved?" A bitter laugh. "Ilara, I am falling in love with you, and it terrifies me. Because I've never felt this. I've never wanted something so desperately." His thumb caressed her cheek. "Give me a chance. Just one." "What kind of chance?" "There's a gala this Friday. Thorn Industries' anniversary. Come with me. Ilara, as my date, officially. I want my world to meet you. Your world hates me. My world can go to hell," he smiled. "But I can't. Not with you." Ilara knew she should say no. One night. But if your ex makes another one of her appearances, Serafina will be there. It's inevitable, he admitted. But I'll be with you. The entire time. It was a bad idea. But Alara said yes anyway. Her sister lent her a dress. Black, elegant, probably from a thrift store, but it looked good. Alara looked at herself in the mirror and barely recognized her. You look beautiful, Ethan said when he picked her up. I'm pretending. You're perfect. The car was ridiculous. The hotel was obscene. And when they walked into the ballroom, every head turned. Alara felt every gaze like a burn. Breathe, Ethan murmured, his hand firm on her back. Everyone's staring. Let them stare. But Alara knew what they saw. An intruder. A single mother with ideas above her class. The CEO's new distraction. Serafina appeared in blood red, diamonds sparkling in less than 5 minutes. Ethan, what a surprise to see you here. As if it weren't his company. And you brought… company. Alara is my guest. How sweet. Serafina looked her up and down. That dress is charming. Vintage? Borrowed, Alara replied, refusing to be embarrassed. Oh, well, we all start somewhere. She patted her arm. Ethan, your mother was looking for me. Something about the merger plans with my family. Not now, Serafina. But it's important. Our families. The future of both companies. I said not now. Serafina walked away. But her smile said she'd achieved what she wanted. The night was a slow torture. Introductions to people who immediately forgot Alara's name. Conversations about yachts and summer homes. Looks that measured her and found her lacking. How long have you been with Ethan? An bejeweled woman asked. We're complicated. Ah, so it's not serious? She smiled. Ethan has always had his adventures. But in the end, he always returns to what's suitable. Every word was a knife. Alara excused herself to the restroom. She needed air. Space. A reason to be here that made sense. She found Ethan's business partner smoking on the balcony. You're the designer, he said without preamble. Alara Vance, Alistair Finch, co-founder with Ethan's father. He offered her a cigarette. She shook her head. Do you know what you're getting into? Excuse me. Ethan's a good man. Brilliant with business. But he's under enormous pressure right now. He exhaled smoke. The merger with the Hamilton Industries is worth hundreds of millions. His family sees it as the opportunity of the decade. And everyone assumes Ethan and Serafina will resolve their differences. Their families want the marriage to cement the alliance. He looked at her. You are a complication he cannot afford. He made that decision. Did he make it, or is he attracted to your, simplicity? The word was an insult. You're different from his world. Exciting. New. But eventually the novelty wears off. Ethan isn't like that. All men are like that. He stubbed out his cigarette. I'm doing you a favor, girl. Get out before he hurts you. Before your daughter gets attached to him. Because in the end, he will choose his legacy. Alara returned to this ballroom, her legs shaking. Ethan found her immediately. Where were you? I looked everywhere. I needed air. Alara, what happened? He read her face. Who said something to you? No one. Everyone. It doesn't matter. She tried to smile. Your partner is right. I don't belong here. To hell with Alistair. He's right, Ethan. Look at me. Look at this place. These people. She gestured. Your world and mine don't. We're leaving. What? I said we're leaving. He grabbed her hand. Now. It's your company's gala, and it's the worst night of my life because it's hurting you. His eyes burned. It's not worth it. None of them are. He pulled her out of there, ignoring Serafina, ignoring his mother, Eleanor, shouting his name, ignoring everything except Alara. The fresh air hit them like a blessing. You didn't have to do that. I had to. I should have done it an hour ago, 2 hours ago. I never should have brought you to that place. You wanted me to meet your world. My world sucks. A bitter laugh. I prefer yours. They were standing outside her building. Alara didn't remember the car ride. Thank you for defending me. Always, he said simply. The air between them changed. It became charged. Ethan took a step closer. Ilara, don't say anything, she whispered. I have to say it. I love you. The words hit her like thunder. You can't. I can. I do. His hand found her cheek. I love you. I love your strength. I love how you love Lily. I love that you challenge me. I love... Ilara kissed him before he could finish. It was desperate. It was perfect. It was everything she had been refusing to feel. His hands in her hair, his arms around her, the whole world shrinking to this moment, until Ilara remembered. She pulled back, breathless. No, I can't do this. Ilara, your partner is right. Your mother is right. Everyone is right. This ends in pain, and I can't take Lily down that road. It's not going to end. It already has. Tears finally fell. It has to end before it's too late. She ran inside before he could stop her, before she could change her mind, before her heart completely broke. The screen went black, then blue, then nothing. No, 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 no. Ilara pressed every key, restarted, prayed. Nothing worked. 3 weeks of work. The final presentation was in 2 days. Everything gone. Her hands were shaking as she dialed the number she had promised herself she would never use again. Ilara, Ethan answered on the first ring. My laptop died. The words came out in a sob. The entire project. 3 weeks. I don't have a cloud backup because I couldn't afford the premium subscription, and I'm sorry. I need an extension. Maybe a week. I can start over, but where are you? At home. But you don't have to. Give me your address, Ilara. Now, she gave it to him. She hung up before she could regret it. He arrived in 20 minutes with a man carrying a toolbox that looked like something out of a science fiction movie. This is Carlos, our IT specialist. If anyone can retrieve your files, it's him. Carlos was already opening the laptop. When was the last backup? Weeks ago. On an external drive. Do you have the drive? Ilara fumbled for it with trembling hands. Carlos plugged it in, typed, muttered technical things that made no sense. I'm going to need time. A few hours, minimum. It was 11 at night. Can I pay overtime? It's already paid for, Ethan interrupted. Take all the time you need, Carlos. The specialist settled in at her small kitchen table. Ethan turned to Ilara. When did you last eat? I don't know, noon? That's not acceptable. He ordered food. Too much food for 2 people. But Ilara found she was hungry. Truly hungry. For the first time in days. You haven't slept, he observed. How do you know? The dark circles. The trembling in your hands. The way you rub your eyes. I've been working a lot. You've been killing yourself to avoid me. She stopped mid-bite. That's true. You didn't sleep after the kiss. I didn't either. He leaned against her tiny countertop. How long are we going to keep doing this? Doing what? Pretending we don't care. Ethan! Carlos, do you need anything? She shouted toward the living room. I'm fine. This is going to take a while. Ethan turned his attention back to Ilara. We have time. Talk to me. There's nothing to talk about. Lies again. They're not lies. She put down her food. Did you see the photos? What photos? From the gala, you and Serafina. They're everywhere. Reconciliation on the horizon. The CEO and his ex. Closer than ever. Those photos were taken before you arrived. Before we left. But they exist. And your world sees them. And assumes. My world can assume whatever it wants. I know the truth. And what is that truth? Ilara faced him. That you liked kissing me. That this is exciting because I'm different. Your partner was right. I'm a novelty. Don't you dare. Ethan's voice was dangerously low. Don't you dare reduce what I feel to that. Then tell me what you feel. No games. No promises you can't keep. He crossed the kitchen in 2 strides. I love you. I love how you fight for Lily. I love your pride even when it hurts you. I love how you make me feel like a real person instead of a corporate title. His hands framed her face. And it terrifies me, because I've never felt this. I've never needed someone like this. Ethan, I'm tired of fighting against this. I'm tired of pretending I can just let you go. It's not that simple. It could be, if you stop running. Tears burned in her eyes. I'm scared. Me too, he admitted. But I'm more scared of losing you. A cry cut through the moment. Lily! Ilara pulled away, wiping her eyes. I need to go. I'll stay with Carlos. But when Ilara returned with Lily, Ethan held out his arms. Let me try. The baby instantly snuggled against him, her cries diminishing to sniffles. Ethan walked around the small apartment, humming that song Ilara never identified. And something in her chest broke and repaired at the same time. How do you do that? She whispered. Do what? Make it look so easy, so natural. Because it is. With her. With you. His eyes met hers over Lily's head. Everything is easier with you. Ilara sat on the sofa, exhausted, emotional, too tired to keep her walls up. When Rodrigo left, I swore I'd never let Lily get attached to someone who could leave, that I'd never put her at risk like that. I'm not Rodrigo, I know. That's what scares me. She looked at him, because if you leave, it won't be because you're a coward. It'll be because your world demands you choose, and I can't compete with that. Ethan put Lily back in her crib. Then he knelt in front of Ilara. I already chose, weeks ago, the first night, when I saw you with her and knew I wanted this. This. Not the money or the status or my family's expectations. Just this. Your family will never accept it. I don't need their acceptance, I need yours. The tears finally fell. What if I'm not enough? What if you wake up one day and realize you sacrificed too much? Impossible. He wiped her tears with his thumbs. Because you are the only real thing I've had in years. Carlos managed to retrieve some files, he said, looking exhausted. Not everything, but enough to rebuild. You'll need to work all night. It was 3 a.m. Thank you, Carlos. I owe you a huge one. Mr. Thorne already compensated me. Good luck. He winked at Ilara before leaving. Ilara looked at her laptop, then at Ethan. I need to work. I know. Probably until dawn. He pulled out his own laptop. Then it's a good thing I brought this. I can help with whatever you need, or just keep you company, whatever you prefer. They worked in silence. Hours passed. Ethan made coffee. Ilara rebuilt designs. Lily slept. And at some point, as the sky began to lighten, Ilara looked up and found him watching her. What? Nothing. Everything. He smiled. I just want to remember this. Remember what? Me in a panic rebuilding a project? Seeing you in your element, in your space, being brilliant. Something in his voice made Ilara's stomach flip. Ethan, stay with me tonight. What's left of it? You're already here. No. Stay with me. Really? Without running away when the crisis is over. Ilara knew she should say no. She said yes instead. They finished the work at dawn. Ilara obsessively saved everything. 3 times. Ethan watched her from the sofa, a smile playing on his lips, paranoid. Traumatized, she corrected. Come here. I should check on Lily. She's fine. I checked 10 minutes ago. Ilara finally let herself fall next to him. Every muscle screamed with exhaustion. Thank you for everything. You don't have to thank me. Yes, I do. You came. Without asking, without judging. You just came. I'm always going to come. He turned to her. Do you understand that? Always. He kissed her. Soft at first, then deeper. Years of loneliness melting into that kiss. Ethan whispered against her lips. Tell me to stop and I will. Don't stop. He carried her to her tiny bedroom. Lily's door remained ajar. Everything felt like crossing a threshold. And when they made love, slow and desperate and perfect, Ilara knew there was no turning back. She fell asleep in his arms as the sun streamed through her window. The phone woke her hours later. Her sister. Video call. Elle, are you awake? Barely. Her voice was hoarse. You need to see this. The gossip news. They're saying Ethan Thorne and Serafina Hamilton are officially back together. There are photos from the gala. They look very together. Ilara's heart stopped. What? There are rumors of an engagement, the family merger, the whole package. Her sister paused. Elle, are you okay? You look weird. Ethan stirred behind her, still asleep in her bed. I have to go. Elle? She hung up. Ethan woke up, reaching for her. Good morning. His voice was husky, warm. The news says you're back with Serafina. What? He sat up. That's ridiculous. There are photos, rumors. Ilara, don't. Your world is never going to let you go. Tears threatened again. And I don't know how to compete with that. You don't have to compete. You already won. Did I really? She looked at him. Or was last night just a fantasy before you go back to your reality? Last night was my reality, the only one I want. But as she held her phone, seeing the photos of him and Serafina, Ilara wondered if love was enough against an entire world determined to tear them apart. You don't understand. Ilara held her phone like evidence. Your face is everywhere. With her. Do you know how many messages I have from people asking if I'm you? What? Your secret fling? Ethan ran his hands through his hair, frustration in every line of his body. I can't control what the media publishes, but you could have warned me. You could have told me that your life is a public circus, where every move is analyzed and twisted. I thought you knew. Knowing you're rich is not the same as living the consequences of your fame. She gripped her phone. My sister is getting calls. People from my old office asking if I married a billionaire. As if this was a plan. No one who knows you would think that. And those who don't know me, your entire world that sees me as a gold digger, my world can go to hell. But it can't. Can it? Ilara faced him. Because that world is your life, your business, your family. You can't just ignore it. Ethan opened his mouth, closed it. He had no answer. Exactly. Ilara's words hurt coming out. His phone rang. He ignored it. It rang again. Answer it, Ilara said. It's clearly important. It was his mother. Ilara could hear the shrill voice even from across the room. Yes, Mom. No, it's not. That's none of your business. Ilara started getting dressed. Ethan covered the phone. Don't leave. You need to deal with your family. I need to check on Lily. Ilara, we'll talk later. But later came faster than he expected. 2 days later, Ethan's assistant called. His mother wanted to meet her formally. Lunch. Tomorrow. Can you say no? Ethan asked when Ilara confronted him. Can I? Really? Yes. And then what? Your mother hates me without knowing me, makes your life impossible. My life is already impossible. He took her hands. Because I love you, and my family is a nightmare. But I prefer the nightmare to losing you. Ilara went to lunch. The restaurant was the kind of place where the prices weren't on the menu. Eleanor Thorne arrived 15 minutes late. Every second a reminder of who held the power. Ilara. How quaint. Her eyes scanned Ilara's dress. Ethan says you're a graphic designer. Yes, ma'am. How interesting. Such a modern profession. She took a sip of her lemon water. And you have a daughter? With no father present, I understand. Her father chose not to be involved. How difficult, being a single mother. So brave. Every word dripped with condescension. But tell me, how did you meet my son? Through work. He hired my company for a project. So it's a professional relationship. It was professional, was it? A perfectly shaped eyebrow arched. Interesting choice of words. Listen, dear, I'm a direct woman, so I'll be frank. She leaned forward. Whatever you think is going on between you and my son needs to end. That's Ethan's decision. Ethan is confused. He has a kind heart. He sees a struggling single mother and wants to help. It's admirable, truly. But it's not love. It's pity. The words were like a slap. With respect, ma'am, you don't know what you're talking about, don't I? I'm 58 years old. I've seen this pattern before. Rich men get lonely. They look for something authentic. They find someone working class. They convince themselves it's true love. But reality always wins. The reality is, your son is old enough to make his own decisions. My decisions affect 1,000-employee company. They affect families who depend on us. The merger with the Hamiltons will ensure the future of Thorne Industries for generations. Her eyes were hard. Serafina understands that world. You clearly do not. I finished the project in 2 weeks. After that, you don't have to worry about me. How thoughtful. A humorless smile. But I do worry, because I see how Ethan looks at you. And I know that when this explodes, he will be the one to suffer. The food arrived. Alara didn't take a bite. Ethan was waiting when she got home. How was it? Horrible. I'm sorry. My mother can be. Your mother is right. We come from different worlds. This is never going to work. What? No! Alara, don't let her! It's not just her. It's everything. Alara dropped her bag. The photos, the gossip, the lunch, your partner. It's all reminding me that I don't belong. You belong with me. Do I really? Or am I your act of rebellion? Your way of proving you're not like your family? That's not fair. None of this is fair. Her voice broke. But I can't keep doing this. I can't live wondering when you'll wake up and realize you sacrificed too much. Ethan pulled out an envelope. I wanted to wait for the right moment, but clearly there is no right moment. What is that? Information for a savings account for Lily. I already deposited the first month, and I talked to my accountant about covering your rent for the next year so you can focus on growing your business without the pressure of, what in God's name do you think you're doing? Helping. Showing that I'm committed to, I don't need your money. Alara threw the envelope. Is that what you think? That you can buy me? Buy your way into our lives? It's not like that. It's exactly like that. Your mother is right. For you, this is charity. Poor Alara with her baby needs to be rescued by the rich CEO. I'm trying to show you I'm serious. I don't want your money. I want respect. I want you to see me as your equal, not as your charity project. I see you as my everything. His voice rose. I'm trying to take care of you. It's what you do when you love someone, not when that person never asked to be taken care of. I survived alone. I built my life alone. I don't need you to come and fix everything as if I were incompetent. I never said you were incompetent. You don't have to say it. Every gesture screams it. The tears burned. The money. The connections. The constant help. As if I couldn't handle my own life. I just want things to be easier for you. I don't want easy. I want real. I want you to see me as I am, not as someone who needs to be saved. Silence fell like an axe. I don't know what else to do. Ethan sounded defeated. I love you. I love Lily. I want to be part of your lives. How am I supposed to show that without trying to help? Start by seeing me as your equal, not as someone beneath you who needs elevation. I've never seen you that way. Your money says otherwise. She picked up the envelope, handed it back to him. Stay in your world, Ethan. Let me stay in mine. Alara, I'll finish the project, professionally. And then, I think it's best if we don't see each other again. Don't say that. It's already been said. Ethan left. The envelope remained on the table. Alara threw it in the trash. Then she sat on her kitchen floor and cried. The following weeks were torture. Alara completed the work with cold efficiency. Emails, no calls, no visits. Ethan respected her boundaries. Maybe too much. Jenna showed her the photos. Ethan at events. Serafina always nearby. His mother smiling in the background. They say they're considering reconciling. Jenna observed Alara's face. The Hamiltons and the Thornes together. Business merger of the year. It's not my problem. Are you sure? Completely. 5 weeks after their fight, Ethan's assistant sent the final payment. Generous, professional, no personal note. Ilara deposited it and cried. Her sister visited that night. I saw the news. The Thorne family is planning something big for the anniversary gala. Speculation about an engagement announcement. I don't want to hear it. I let him go. It was the right thing to do. Was it? Because you look miserable. I look realistic. Ilara looked at a sleeping Lily. I did what I had to do to protect us. Or you got scared and ran away. Get out, Ilara. Get out. Her sister left. Ilara was left alone with her decisions, and the growing suspicion that she had made the biggest mistake of her life. But it was too late. Ethan had moved on, and she would have to find a way to do the same. The thermometer read 103.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Lily was breathing in short gasps, her tiny chest rising and falling too fast. No, baby, please. Ilara wrapped her in a blanket, her hands trembling so hard she could barely hold her. 11 at night. 6 weeks since she had last seen Ethan. 6 weeks of pretending she was okay. She called her sister. Voicemail. Her neighbor. No answer. Lily made a horrible sound, like she couldn't inhale enough air. Ilara grabbed the keys and ran. The New York Children's Hospital was 15 minutes away, which felt like hours. The emergency room was a chaos of fluorescent light and fear. My baby can't breathe well. A nurse led her straight to the examination room. Doctors, quick questions. Expert hands examining Lily. Severe respiratory infection. We need to run tests. Are you the mother? Yes. Father? He's not. Understood. Sign here. Ilara signed without reading. Lily disappeared behind double doors, and then she was alone. 2 a.m. in a waiting room that smelled of disinfectant and desperation. Ilara sat on a plastic chair, still wearing her pajamas under her jacket, and realized she hadn't called anyone else. She had no one else to call. Her phone vibrated. Her sister. Finally. I saw your message. I'm on my way. I'm at the Children's Hospital. Lily. Oh my God, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Thanks. Ilara hung up. She posted without thinking. Instagram. An old photo of Lily. Please pray for my little one. In the hospital. I need strength. Tears fell onto her screen. Ilara! That voice. She looked up, and there was Ethan in a full tuxedo. Bow tie loose. Wild eyes. What? How? Your sister posted. I saw the photo of Lily. What happened? Where is she? You didn't have to come. Where is Lily? His voice was pure. Oh, it's pure controlled panic. Respiratory infection. They're running tests. Ethan sank into the chair next to her. You're alone. My sister is coming, but you have been alone. It wasn't a question. I'm always alone. The words came out dead. No. His arms wrapped around her. Not anymore. Ilara broke. 6 weeks of feigned strength crumbled against his chest. He smelled of expensive cologne and desperation, and she couldn't stop trembling. I'm so scared. I know. Me too, but Lily is strong. Like her mother. I don't feel strong. You're here. That's strength. A doctor came out. Family of Lily Vance? Ilara stood up. Ethan stood with her, his hand finding hers. I'm her mother. The infection is serious but treatable. We're administering antibiotics and oxygen. She needs to stay hospitalized for at least 3 days. Can I see her? Soon. Let us stabilize her first. The doctor left. Ilara staggered. Ethan guided her back to the chair. Breathe. I can't. If something happens to her, nothing will happen to her. She's in the best children's hospital in the country, with the best doctors. How do you know? Because Chloe was here. When she had leukemia, this hospital saved her life. Ilara really looked at him for the first time. His eyes were red. You were at an event, a dinner with your family, With Serafina, you should go back. There is nowhere on earth I'd rather be than here. His fingers squeezed hers. With you, waiting for news about Lily. Ethan, 6 weeks. Her voice broke. 6 weeks of hell, pretending I could move on, smiling at events while I was dying inside. Me too. Then why? Why did we do this to ourselves? Why was I scared? Why was your mother right? Why? My mother is wrong, he cut in. About everything about you, about us, about what matters. Your family can go to hell if it means losing you again. Ilara closed her eyes. It's not that simple. I could make it simple, if you'd let me. The hours passed. 3 in the morning. 4. Ethan never let go of her hand. Her sister arrived. Saw Ethan. Raised an eyebrow, but said nothing. She brought coffee. Food Ilara couldn't eat. At 5, they were allowed to see Lily. The baby was pale, with tubes and wires, but sleeping peacefully. The monitor beeped constantly. Alive. Ilara touched her little face. I'm sorry, baby. Sorry I didn't notice it sooner. It's not your fault. Ethan was behind her. Infections happen. Babies get sick. You're the best mother I know. His hand on her shoulder. Lily is lucky to have you. Ilara turned to him. Why did you come? Really? Because when I saw your sister's post, nothing else mattered. Not the dinner, not my family, not Serafina, or the merger, or the expectations. Only you. Only Lily. He looked into her eyes. Because I love them. Both of you. And I've been an idiot trying to prove it in all the wrong ways. The money was stupid. I know. I thought provision was love. It's what my father taught me. But I was wrong. Love is this. Showing up. Staying. Even when it's hard. Ethan, when Chloe was sick, I spent nights just like these, watching her struggle to breathe, begging God for a miracle. His voice broke. And I learned that real love isn't money or status. It's being present in the worst moments. It's not running away. Your family must be furious. Probably. My phone hasn't stopped vibrating. He pulled it out, turned it off. I don't care. That merger is just business. You two are my life. Ilara's tears fell again. I was so afraid you'd be like Rodrigo, that you'd tire of the chaos and leave. I am the opposite of Rodrigo. He took her face. I love the chaos. I love the reality. I love everything about your life. Our life. If you'll let me be a part of it. What about your family? My sister Chloe told me months ago to choose happiness, that she almost died, and she learned that life is too short to live for others. He smiled without humor. I should have listened to her sooner. This is going to be hard, I know. Your world is going to hate us. Let them hate us. Lily is going to need a lot of attention. Sleepless nights. Doctors. Chaos. Sounds perfect. Ilara finally let the words out. I love you. God, I love you so much, and I'm terrified. I love you more. He kissed her. Soft. A promise. And I'm not scared anymore. Lily stirred, her little eyes opening. She saw Ethan and reached out her tiny hand. He took it, careful with the wires. Hello, princess. You gave us a scare. The baby looked at him with those enormous eyes. Then she smiled, weak but real. And Ilara's heart finally stopped being afraid. Dawn broke through the hospital windows. Ethan was still there, holding Lily's hand with one hand, Ilara's with the other. His phone on the chair beside him, dead and silent. His family could wait. He was exactly where he needed to be. Ethan's phone had 63 messages when he finally turned it on. Lily had had a stable night. Ilara was sleeping in the hospital chair, exhausted. He read in silence. His mother. Where are you? The Hamiltons are offended. Call me immediately. Serafina. Ethan, this is ridiculous. We waited for you all night. His partner Alistair. The merger is in danger. Your absence was noted. Fix this. Chloe. I saw your location at the hospital. Everything okay? Love you, brother. Only his sister asked if he was okay. Ethan deleted everything but Chloe's message. Ilara woke up disoriented. What time is it? 7. Lily is still stable. I just spoke with the doctor. Did you sleep? A little. Lie. His phone rang. His mother. Again. Ilara looked at him. You should answer. I don't want to, Ilara. They're furious because I chose to be here, because I chose what matters over what was expected, and I'm not going to apologize for it. But the gala is in 3 days. I know. Serafina will be there. I know. They expect you to announce something. I know, he took her hand. And I'm going to announce something, just not what they expect. Ilara's heart skipped a beat. What are you going to do? Something I should have done months ago. Lily was discharged 2 days later. Ethan drove them home. Ilara in the passenger seat, the baby asleep in the back. Your family must be going crazy. Probably. Chloe is coming tomorrow to meet you formally. The rest, we'll see. What about the gala? Come with me. Ethan, I know what happened last time, but this is different. I am different. He looked at her at the stoplight. I need you to be there. I need your strength. I don't know if I can face that world again. You don't have to face it alone anymore. Ilara took a deep breath. Okay, I'll go. Her sister would look after Lily. Chloe insisted on helping, showing up with toys and a smile that was pure Ethan. So you're the woman who made my brother recover his sanity. Chloe hugged Ilara as if they had known each other for years. I'm not sure about that. I am. I haven't seen them this happy. Never, honestly. She looked at Ethan. Are you ready for tonight? Ready to end the expectations once and for all. Mom is going to have a heart attack. Mom will survive. The gala was exactly as Ilara remembered. Opulent. Intimidating. Filled with people who looked at her as if she didn't belong. But this time, Ethan never let go of her hand. Serafina appeared in blood red, diamonds glittering. Ethan, what a surprise to see you with her again, Serafina. His voice was courteous, distant. Your mother told me you had an important announcement tonight. That's right. Finally, her smile was triumphant. I knew you'd come to your senses. That depends on your definition of sense. Confusion crossed her face, but someone called her away. At 9, Ethan went up on stage. The room fell silent. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for the Thorn Industries anniversary. His voice was clear, firm. This last year has been one of transformation, for the company, for me personally. Ilara felt every beat of her heart. My grandfather founded this company on a simple principle, to create real value for real people. At some point, we lost that. We focused on mergers and acquisitions, on impressing shareholders, on maintaining appearances. He paused. I lost that. I focused on fulfilling expectations instead of building something meaningful. His mother looked tense, Serafina confused. But this year, I learned something. I learned that real success is not measured in mergers or convenient marriages or social status. It is measured in authenticity, in courage, in choosing what truly matters over what you are expected to matter. Murmurs filled the room. So tonight, I want to announce that Thorn Industries will return to its roots. We will focus on meaningful innovation, on employees, on creating real value. And personally, I will live by those same principles. Ethan, his mother hissed from her table. He ignored her. There will be no merger with Hamilton Industries. There will be no engagement announcement. Because I learned that forcing alliances that don't have a genuine basis only creates empty structures. His eyes found Ilara, and I refuse to live an empty life. Serafina stood up, her face red with humiliation. You made me come here for this? I didn't ask you to come. My parents did, because they assumed I would make the easy decision. He looked directly at her, but the easy decision is rarely the right one. Serafina stormed out of the ballroom. Half the room erupted in scandalized murmurs. His mother looked like she wanted to disappear, and then Chloe stood up. As a member of the Thorne family and a shareholder, I fully support my brother's decision. Her voice cut through the chaos. Ethan has tripled this company's value in 3 years. His leadership is solid, and frankly, it's about time someone in this family chose happiness over appearances. Several board members stood up. Alistair Finch, surprisingly, was one of them. Ethan has demonstrated exceptional business judgment. His personal life is his own. The board supports his leadership based on results, not on matrimonial politics. Others nodded. Not everyone. But enough. Ethan came down from the stage directly to Alara. Shall we go? Are you sure? I've never been surer of anything. They left together as the room exploded behind them. You just made enemies of half the city's elite. They were enemies anyway. They just pretended to be polite. He opened the car door for her. Do you regret coming? No. I'm terrified, but I don't regret it. Good, because this is just the beginning. The morning came too early. Alara expected Ethan to call, to say he had thought better of it. Instead, he knocked on her door at 8 with coffee and pastries. Good morning. You shouldn't be managing the PR crisis. Chloe and our communications team are on it. I have more important priorities. He walked in as if he belonged there. How's Lily? Better. Still sleeping. Good. He put breakfast on her small table. We need to talk. Alara's stomach tightened. About last night. It was perfect, he interrupted. But I need to clarify something. I have no expectations. I'm not here to rescue you, or fix your life, or play the hero. Then why are you here? Because I love you. Because I love Lily. Because I want to build a life with you as your equal, as your partner. He took her hands. No money-fixing problems, no grand gestures, just being, together, in the chaos and the beauty of it all. Your family. They'll survive. Chloe is already on our side. My father called this morning, surprisingly calm. He said he respects the decision. My mother will need time. And the business? Stronger without a forced merger. Alistair admitted he always had doubts about the Hamiltons. We prefer to grow organically. It sounds too easy. It won't be easy. There will be articles, gossip, judgment. Your life will be more public than you want. He looked at her seriously. But we will face everything together, as a team, as a family. Lily chose that moment to cry. Alara got up, but Ethan was faster. Let me. He returned with the baby, who immediately snuggled against his chest, and Alara finally let hope win over fear. Okay, let's do it. Let's build this impossible life together. Impossible? A billionaire CEO, a freelance designer, and a baby. The gossip is going to be epic. Let them talk. He kissed her over Lily's head. We have more important things to do. Like what? Like having breakfast. Like planning the day. Like being a family. Family. The word no longer scared Alara. It finally felt like home. 6 months later. The beautiful chaos. 6 months later, Alara finally understood what peace meant. Not the kind of peace that came from silence or the absence of problems. The peace that came from knowing that no matter what chaos the day brought, someone would be there to face it with you. Washington Square Park was perfect that Sunday. Families everywhere, children running, ice cream vendors calling out their wares. Normal, ordinary, exactly what they needed. Ethan was chasing Lily across the grass, the baby wobbling on her chubby legs, laughing every time he pretended he couldn't catch her. Gonna get you! Lily shrieked with delight, her steps more confident every day. 13 months now. walking, talking in syllables that almost made sense. Ilara watched them from her spot on the picnic blanket, smiling until her cheeks hurt. "Your husband is a mess," her sister Chloe teased, biting into a strawberry. "He's not my husband, yet. Give me time." Ethan flopped down next to her, Lily in his arms. "I'm planning." "Planning what?" Ilara raised an eyebrow. "Secrets." He winked. The last 6 months had been a masterclass in compromise. The new apartment was perfect. 3 bedrooms in the West Village, spacious enough for everyone, without being excessive. Not Ethan's penthouse, not Ilara's tiny apartment. Something they chose together. Ethan had restructured his role at Thorn Industries. He was still CEO, but with a stronger executive team managing daily operations, flexible hours, more time at home. His father, surprisingly, supported him. "I should have done this years ago," he told him once. "Your grandfather built the company, but he never knew his grandchildren. Don't make my mistake." Ilara had hired 2 junior designers. Her business was growing, not through Ethan's connections. He had promised never to interfere, but through genuine work and organic referrals. "I need to do this alone," she explained when he offered to introduce her to clients. "I know. Just make sure they know if you need anything." It was the balance they had found. Support without rescue. Presence without control. Ilara's family had completely adopted Ethan. Sunday dinners at her mother's house were noisy, chaotic, perfect. Her Aunt Louisa no longer asked when she would find a man. "You already found a good one. Now give me more great nephews." Ethan laughed, completely comfortable in the loving chaos that was so different from his own upbringing. His relationship with his parents was complicated, cordial. His mother still didn't completely approve, but had stopped fighting. His father visited for dinner occasionally, clearly trying. Chloe was their biggest ally. She and Ilara had become close, Lily's cousins, her new best friends. "I knew you were special," Chloe told her once. "When Ethan walked out of that dinner and went straight to the hospital, I had never seen him choose so clearly. He had to choose many times after that, and every time he chose you. That's real love." Now, sitting in the park watching Ethan help Lily stand up again after a tumble, Ilara felt the truth of those words. "Look at me, Mommy." Lily stretched out her little arms. "I'm looking, baby. You should..." "You're so big." Lily took a step, then another, walking alone for the first time without guiding hands. Ilara dropped to her knees. "Come to Mommy." Ethan was behind Lily, ready to catch her if she fell. "Go, princess, you can do it." Lily walked. 5 wobbly steps that seemed like a miracle. And then, just before reaching Ilara's arms, she turned to Ethan. "Dada!" The world stopped. It was the first time. Ethan's eyes instantly filled with tears. He looked at Ilara, a silent question. She nodded, her own vision blurred. "Yes, baby, dada." Ethan lifted Lily, holding her against his chest as tears ran down his face. "Did you hear that?" "I heard it." Ilara wiped her eyes. "She said dada." "She did." "Dada," Lily repeated, patting Ethan's cheeks with her little hands. He laughed through the tears, kissing her forehead over and over. "I love you, princess. I love you so much." Ilara joined them, wrapping her arms around both. Their family. Imperfect, unconventional, built by choice instead of biology or expectation. "We are a family," Ethan murmured against her hair. "We always were," Ilara replied. "It just took time to recognize it." The sun began to set, painting the park in golden tones. Other families packed up, but they stayed a little longer. Ethan had Lily on his shoulders now, the baby grabbing his hair and laughing. Ilara walked beside them, her hand in his. "You know what?" he said suddenly. "What?" "This is exactly what I imagined. That first night when I saw you with her. This life, this happiness. Did you know we'd get here? I hoped, but you had to believe it too. Now I believe, she smiled. In you, in us, in this being family. Love. The beautiful chaos of building something real. Ethan stopped, kissing her softly, as Lily clapped from her perch on his shoulders. To the beautiful chaos, he said. To the beautiful chaos, Ilara repeated. And as they walked home, the three of them together, Ilara knew with absolute certainty. It wasn't about fitting into someone else's world. It was about building a new world together. And theirs was perfect. Your thoughts matter. What do you think of Ilara and Ethan's story? Did Ethan make the right choice when he stood up to his mother and Serafina? Comment your opinion below. On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate this story? Don't miss the next story. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell.